This would look like the seed itself.
Maybe toasted. That one could be a toasted one.
Well, yeah, one could be toasted. This looks like a finer flour than the other.
Yeah, I think the first one might be the protein powder.
This would be the protein powder, and then that'll be the flour on top.
Yeah.
So I haven't figured it all out.
Somewhat bleach.
Yeah. So I just wanted to get a little bit more an image on that.
So, we deal with food products in our stores. We're mostly a clothing store, but we actually sell a lot of these to the U.S. Once again, American farmers can't grow it. All of the seed that goes to the U.S. comes from Canada, and Hemp Company, with their online store, happens to be one of the bigger shippers of these. Generally, they're about $13 for this, 450 grams, 1 pound. This is the good seed from Saskatchewan. Blake lives in Victoria, so he's become good friends of ours. Hemp hearts are from Lethbridge, Alberta. There's a Manitoba harvest seed. I believe there's Ontario seeds as well. These are the two that we deal with. You can see up there that there's also other products there. There is an oil. The oil is good for cooking. It's also good for in the cooking industry. What do you use it for? Salad dressing. Sorry, salad oil. So it's good for salad oils. And this is a protein powder. This is where they take the seed and just crush the whole thing, so the outer shell as well as the hemp heart. And there's a little bit more of the good stuff. And the good stuff, first of all, there's a lot of protein in the seed. So if you're cutting back on meats, and your body, human bodies still require protein, then you need to supplement. And hemp is a very good supplement. The protein powder has a little bit more protein because there's some protein in the seed casing itself. It also it's very high in omega-3, 6, and 9 oils, which in fact is in the same ratio as what our human bodies need. Hemp has. So that's a very cool thing about it. There's lots of other things. There's kind of hemp milk products. There are sort of hemp coffee type things. Okay, we'll hold on. So we'll take the oil and we'll move it to this next thing. Part of what the oil is used for is in body care. Now, omega-3, 6, and 9, which is so good for eating, it's also really good for your skin because those are just important components. So in shampoos and in soaps, creams, etc., putting hemp oil into your products is excellent. We carry quite a few in our store. We just brought a few samples from a store called Gentle Earth, which is also a Victoria company. What's been very happy for me in the last number of years is how many new local businesses are springing up wanting to use hemp. And for a guy that likes to support local, this is just wonderful. So we have mostly clothing designs, but also into the other products.
Hemp silk tie, handmade in Victoria?
Made in Victoria. Here's a really cool one. This is called Habigo, and it's a young woman that recently graduated from U Vic, and she didn't like the fact that every time she made a sandwich or put stuff in the fridge, she'd have to use a piece of saran wrap. Not organic, not local, not anything. She took hemp textiles and she covers it with beeswax. And this is a sandwich wrap. You can take off to school, off to work, whatever. You can clean it afterwards. You don't throw it in the washing machine, but you can wipe it down. And the big one is for covering stuff up in your fridge. And honestly, they work pretty well. So that's, again, very local products. One of the old products, Ted's got me on a really tight schedule. I have 3 minutes, so sorry for the question. Rope was a huge thing in the old days. It was used for on all the ships in the world, and nylon supplanted it. And we think there's a bit of a correlation there between big powers, big business, and getting rid of hemp and marijuana. But who's a conspiracist? Not me. Yeah. Okay. So quickly moving along, clothing. We have used clothing for probably 8,000 years. The oldest piece of textile ever found was a piece of hemp textile, and it's about 8,000 years old. And I always forget where it was found, so don't ask me this, because I can't remember. But anyway, it's not a new textile. This is like ancient. In fact, during the colonial days of North America, mostly French and English came into what we call North America now, and they were required by law to grow hemp because it was used for all the ropes that were needed on the sailing ships to get back and forth, and also for the clothing aspect. It also makes wonderful paper, and even today, if you're the Bible companies who make the high quality European Bibles always print on hemp paper because it doesn't yellow with age. All the other papers that are out there that are made from trees have a problem in that eventually they start to yellow and break down. So it's a little factor. Cannabis actually is the root of the word canvas. So the canvas sails, but also the artwork from Renaissance days, that's all done on hemp canvas, not on what most canvas now is a cotton product. So moving into clothing, more modern, most of as I mentioned, the textiles have to come from somewhere else because we don't have a mill in Canada to create the actual textile. And China, which invented paper, by the way, 2,000 years ago, and guess what they invented paper on, or utilizing? Yes, hemp. Hemp was made, was the natural fiber that was crushed up and made into paper. So the Chinese have always done hemp, and they still do. They weren't under the American influence, so therefore they didn't ban the growing of hemp the way Canada did, and Europe, and most other countries in the world. And so today, they have a huge textile industry of which hemp is a portion of it. And so we get our textiles from China. This is a hemp blended with organic cotton. Cotton is a very lovely plant when it makes textiles because it's so soft. Hemp, on the other hand, tends to be not so soft, but it's hellishly strong. And so what the Chinese have done is blended the two. 55% hemp can last 4 or 5 times longer than straight cotton, but blended with some cotton to give it softness. We used to always use hemp and regular cotton. About 3 years ago, we were able to access hemp and organic cotton, so we made that jump for environmental reasons. So we have, this is a local artist, by the way. I brought this because one of the things that we've been doing is working with local artists to put their work onto shirts, etc. And one of my friends back in the 60s in Vancouver was a rock and roll promoter. And his wife, fortunately, kept all the posters that they had designed. And now they are printers, and so they are printing the posters on the t-shirts or on banners, etc. So it's really cool. It's an old Jimi Hendrix thing. I brought this kind of a recycle. We also like to do support a variety of things. We belong to 1% of the Planet, which is a group of businesses that send 1% of what they have for environmental purposes. And last year, we gave our money to the Land Conservancy in support of Madrona Farm, which is an organic farm on the Sandwich Peninsula. This is the bag, the hemp bag that was produced for Madrona Farm. This is a local artist, Jeffrey Boron, who did the painting of the farm. Very quickly, shoes. Simple shoes have come in, and these are great. These are hemp uppers and all proper
I'm really hard on shoes. Mine have actually done really well this summer.
They're looking good. That's my wedding shirt. These ones seem to be gone now, but what's the name of that magazine?
Cannabis culture?
No. Yeah, it's the Black Dot shoe. Anyway, they're hemp shoes, designed in Vancouver, made in Portugal, in a union factory. How's that? Ethics. Because and Ted wants to talk about the building supply part of it, but I didn't have something else. Should I go first?
Yeah, finish up.
Okay. I have some little gifts here. I told you we love to do things local, and one of the nicest things that's come up is a store called For Good Measure, which is right down here in Capital Bay, and it's a health food store. They sell bulk things, and we actually met them at Blake's wedding, and we were talking about we'll do some food things for it. They came up with this delicious hemp bar. And next year he's got 10 acres of land, and he grew some hemp this year on just outside of Victoria here. And his hemp seeds will be in his bar. So, I have a few to give away, but you have to probably share it with your neighbor, like how's that? It's really delicious. How should we do this?
I don't know, Bill. Good luck.
Hands up if you want. And on this side.
Yeah,
you let her have it. And lastly, I have, now here you're going to take this, it's a card to go to my store, a gift certificate for somebody that knows what major American industrialist thought that hemp was a really cool thing and actually tried to produce hemp plastic.
Henry Ford.
Very good.
Okay. So yeah, just a couple of quick points to add here. I really want to get into hemp building. I'm holding some hemp insulation made in Nepal. I love hugging it. I have some hemp fiber board that's being made in China. We could be making this kind of board here in Canada. We have, and I believe this is made with Canadian hemp seed, hemp stain as well. We can be making our plastics as well, all sorts of building materials out of hemp. There's a place in 100 Mile House that's putting up hemp houses. There's a hemp house in the United States. I forget which university it is, but I've seen a wicked video about it. They're popping up all over Europe. We're going to be making a hemp bench, and hopefully, if we have our way, actually a hemp sauna, like a hempcrete, I should say. Yeah. There's a book here, if you're interested in making with hemp. You can mix concrete and lime and water and stuff and come up with various forms of concrete made with hemp, just like they're building cob houses out of straw. Same deal.
And so, somebody, I just saw last week that in Ontario, north of Belleville, Ontario, where my sister lives, they're going to build a hempcrete factory. They raised $2 million. And the beauty of it is, you chop up the thing, you put it inside the concrete, and you have your insulation already built into your building.
Yeah, so they make like blocks out of hempcrete and stuff, right? Like, yeah.
BMW and Mercedes-Benz both use hemp in their automobiles. They have for a number of years, and it's probably what Ted's holding in his hands now.
A car being made in Alberta, an electric car with a hemp body, just got put out last month in a trade show in Vancouver. Now is the day and age for hemp, and we're really excited to be seeing these things coming, and we're going to be, by next year, we're going to be showing you like a picture of the bench we've made up island. There's already a house on Salt Spring too made with hemp, I forgot to mention. So a couple of other quick notes. Thanks everybody for sticking it out online. The sound hasn't been that good, but there's 40 people online watching this right now. That's nice. And one more thank you to Bill, the 18420 shirt.